Hi, I'm Kirstin Kelly. Thanks so much for watching my videos. If you'd like some extra help, jump into one of my free online training sessions. I teach you all of my secrets to find success, satisfaction in every ride, and to ditch that fear and learn joy in every ride. So click on the link in the description of this video to find out more information. Today's lesson, I'm going to talk about a really fun little grid. So you trot in and you go bounce, 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 bounce. Now, if you've got cavalites, that's super easy to have out. It's wonderful and you don't use up all your jump stands, or you can make them just with small little jumps. The whole idea is not to make them bigger and bigger, but to do it as a fun exercise. It is a super way to improve the shape of the jump, because bounces really get the horse to sit down onto his hindquarters, round up over his back and drop his neck, and then transfer his weight back onto his hindquarters. So it makes the horse light on his feet, it improves the shape, and it's just a really nice gymnastic way to make him, athletic and add a little bit of fun and things when you first start your jumping session. Now, I'd work in meters, so for me it is anywhere between 3 meters to 3.5 meters for a bigger striding horse, and from memory I think we're looking at 12 foot to 13.6, but I will put those in the description of this video just to make sure. And when we start in, I always think it's more helpful to start in the trot, so that way there, if you see a bit of a dodgy distance in, you're not trying to fix it all the way through. You can trot in, make the first one a little bit shorter, and then land and just canter through the rest of them. It's a nice exercise to start with because the bounces make the horse soft and relaxed, so then when you go and jump other exercise, he's already happy and ready to go. So I've set up this cool little exercise here. We're going to trot in. Now, the trotting to the vertical video that I've done gives you the distance there, but I will put this in the description of this video. I've got that at 2.5 meters, and then every bounce here is 3 meters, but I've made the first one about this much shorter, so it's probably 2.7 if you want to be perfect. And what that does is, because the horse has come out a trot, his stride's going to be a little bit shorter, and then 3 meters gives you that round, elevated softness in the stride. If you've got a really big horse with a big stride, you can start at 3.5 and then just inch it in a little bit just to really get him sitting on his hocks. And if you work in feet, that will be in the description as well. So what I'm going to get you to do is come in the trot, Esme, trot in, and then I want you to think that you stay really centered, and it's not through the bounces that you think, I've got to fold like this. You want to think, if you stay really poised with your chin up, core engaged, that the horse jumps up to you. So you just release the elbow like this over each fence, and then you get that feeling of the horse rounding and you softening, rather than that you've got to throw your upper body around. Okay, so I've built it in trot. You can certainly make each of these 3 meters and canter them, but if you're less experienced, you might find a bit of a weird stride in and it just makes it all a bit awkward. So just to get it so it's really easy and fun, it takes all of the stress out of it, make it in the trot. Looking for self-carriage as the horse trots to any exercise. So making sure you've got that beautiful straight line from your elbow through to the bit, the same rhythm. Good job, and then quietly halt. And after any exercise like this, to engage your core and ask him to halt, teaches him that every time he does something, he listens to the rider. Pop back up into the trot again. Same rhythm, stay tall. Excellent. Whoops. So too abrupt with your hand on the landing. Yeah, and you know he's pretty sensitive, so he made it look like you took a massive pull, but I just know what he's like. Remember that when you stop after an exercise, what should you use? Your obliques, your core, not your hand. Stay up that end, and you're going to canter back over this exercise. what do you do to find a really nice distance that you're happy with? You look early, you have a great canter, you have a good rhythm, and you find your 6 strides. Alrighty, sweets, away you go. Tell me about your first distance in. No, you're a little bit close. Yeah, and instead of sitting up and thinking, oh, I'm a bit close, I need to lift my chin, you stayed quite soft and he just jumped through the stride a little. 1, 2, sit still. So it is actually a good exercise for you to practice in the canter, turn around and canter back, because your canter gets too long and flat. And when you need to sit quiet and keep the canter a bit bouncier, that's when you struggle. Remember, this exercise is not to be built big, it's to make the stride bouncy. Think bouncy, 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 bouncy. Good girl. Much, much better. And you see you had a very different canter. You thought of a bouncing tennis ball instead of a horse, which gave you that sort of feeling like his front feet are getting lighter, rather than this way. The canter was a bit long, a bit forward, and then he got in there and it looked awkward. We want it to feel like it's light and springy, like this little ball that's bouncing underneath you. Okay, great job.